Hey everybody, it's Sunny, and I want to talk to you a little bit about hardcore. The reason I wanted to make this video is because there may be a slight chance, possibility, hasn't worked out yet, but I may end up with Call of Duty Ghosts today, maybe a day and a half early. And I happened to mention it tonight to some of my friends that, hey, listen, I might get a chance to play it or a little bit early, and the first question I get asked was a little bit, out of the blue. It's just somebody said, hey, listen, if you get to play it early, can you tell me if they've got hardcore capture the flag? And I was like, well, yeah, of course I'll tell you that. That's nothing. And it got me thinking that we haven't really heard a lot about what hardcore game modes are going to be available for Call of Duty Ghosts. And so I went looking, and boom, today we did. November 1st. I'll link the article in the description. We are going to, hardcore modes have been announced. We're going to get to start off with Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, and the new Search and Rescue. So not a lot of playlists, but the article does suggest that playlists can be altered and changed in the future. And that got me thinking about hardcore in general. And so I wanted to post some hardcore gameplay, and I wanted it to be not what I think what people's impressions of hardcore is. And I hear it all the time. I hear that hardcore is full of nothing but corner campers and noob tubers, and everybody's camping behind their claymore with a tactical insertion. And nobody runs around and does anything, and and so I wanted to post this from Summit. I've got this hardcore match where I am running like full tilt the entire damn time, and let me post it up there because I think, look, I understand that hardcore is, we're 10 to 15% of the total Call of Duty community. About 10 to 15% of us play hardcore, and even I don't play hardcore all the time, but most of the players that I know that are hardcore players, that are die-hard hardcore players, they're getting a little burned out on this Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, and Search and Destroy. Okay? I don't know why they're limiting the number of hardcore variants. I've heard reasons. I've heard people say that the reason is because the limitation is set by Microsoft, that Xbox and the PlayStation Network say you have a limited number of game types, and a part of that kind of rings true, and then a part of that doesn't. Because I think if you're putting out a AAA title and you're driving millions of people to a product or a service like Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network, if Infinity Ward and Activision looked at Microsoft and said, hey, we want 5 more server slots for more hardcore game types, I'm really hard-pressed to see how Microsoft's going to turn you down. Right? And then there's the other argument that because we're such a small subsection of the community, that we don't want to spread the hardcore players too thinly, which I also have a hard time swallowing because, I mean, come on, man, we had League play. We had League play, which was meant for competitive play, and I'm willing to bet that the number of competitive players who compete professionally in this country is smaller than the number of people who play hardcore game variants. But they got their own separate playlist in Black Ops 2. I'm having a very hard time understanding why they're not expanding the amount of game types that are available for hardcore players. And the only thing I can come up with is that Infinity Ward, you really don't hear from us. I mean, if you go on YouTube and you look for hardcore game modes and game commentaries and shit like this, you don't really find a lot. You find some, they're there. There are so many more now than there were back in Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 1, or God forbid looking for a hardcore commentary in Modern Warfare 2. It was harder to find. So maybe you don't hear enough from us in terms of what we want as hardcore players. So I'm going to change some of that for you. Okay? Number one, I see that on that little sheet. You saw it? Did you see it? I saw it. It says Ricochet, and we're going back again to Ricochet. And hey, listen, if you like Ricochet, leave me a comment and tell me why, because I need to understand the thought process behind it. I'm not slamming you because I really don't get it, right? I just don't understand it. I've wrapped my brain around it. I don't get it. Leave me a comment. We'll start up a discussion. We'll talk about it. Infinity Ward, I know you think you're doing the right thing by saying Ricochet in friendly fire gets reflected back to the person, but tactically, that's a nightmare. I get to die in your games a lot from friendly fire that gets reflected back to me, especially guys who just walk into a kill streak, because that was always fun, right? You throw down an airstrike and a friendly walked in the middle of your airstrike, guess what? You get to die for it, right? It totally fucks with your engagements. You go to challenge a guy, you go to get into a gunfight with him, and what happens? Maybe you accidentally nicked your teammate with a bullet while you were coming around a corner shooting. You now have less health. You now lose that gunfight, and it's hardcore. It's one bullet kills you anyway. So look, I don't want to get too much on it. Take it from me, Treyarch had it right. Just kill the guy. Just let team kills go. You need to boot a guy out of the lobby. 3's a little too little. I'd say maybe around 5. If you could implement a forgive system like Halo has, that was beautiful. But let the rest of us play like grown-ups, okay? You don't need to hold our hands. We can figure that shit out on our own. Right? If you need to keep it for search and rescue, I totally get that, because people can be trolls and people can be dicks. Another reason I can't buy this whole we run out of servers shit is because does that only count when the game is fresh? Because I tell you, I played Black Ops 1 tonight, and there aren't maybe 40,000 people online. And guess what? Nobody went back and retroactively removed all the playlists. Hell, you can go still play a game of Bare Bones, and nobody played that when the game was current. So look, please, throw us cranked, throw us blitzed in hardcore. Let us try it out. Let us tell you that the variant doesn't work, or the variant needs to be tweaked for hardcore. Let us give you that feedback, but you've got to give us the opportunity to play those variants. So, look, last but not least, I know you don't hear a lot from us, so I'm coming out and telling you, and I'm going to come out and tell you over and over again, give us more. We are bored of Team Deathmatch and Search. We are bored of having one game type getting cycled in at a time, throwing us Domination like you're throwing us a bone, and then being forced to give up Domination if we really like it, because you've decided you're going to throw in another variant. People who play core don't have to put up with that shit, and we paid just as much as they did for the game. So, listen, that's all I really wanted to talk about tonight. I know it went a little bit long. Hardcore modes announced today. Take a look in the description for a link to that article. And 3 days, folks. 3 days, and I'll see you all in Search and Rescue and Kill Confirmed and Cranked and Blitzed. And it's going to be a good time. We're all going to have fun. So, if you want to see more of this shit, you know the deal. Hit that subscribe button. If you can come up with a reason why Ricochet is good, other than it works in Search and Destroy, because I know that. If you can give me anything else, you hit me up in that comment section, and we will have a lively discussion on whether it's friendly fire or Ricochet. And I'm out.